Well, guys, it's that time of the year again. Another year of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, which is essentially the time where all the normies gather around and vote for what their favorite show is, even though they barely watch anime, so they just vote the same show for everything. Fan voting has been prevalent throughout the Anime Awards, specifically, just to drive engagement back to Crunchyroll's website and just to get fan participation, even though that can be good or bad, because like I said, a lot of people voting are just normies who only watch the popular shit, especially last year, because that was just the Solo Leveling Awards. But I figured I'd actually participate this year and vote for what I think should win. Should. Notice how I said should, because I don't think everything I'm gonna vote for will win. But I figured I'd participate this time around just to participate and make for a video on my channel, so let's not prolong this anymore. I checked out the categories when it came out yesterday, but I haven't checked it since, so I forgot for the most part. So now I'm coming in with sort of fresh eyes. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's time to pick your winners. Vote for your favorite in each category and re-vote daily through April 15th. Don't forget to rally your friends. Every vote counts. I'm sure it does. Let's just get this over with. So for anime of the year, we have Dandadan season 2, Gachiakuta, My Hero final season, Takopi, The Apothecary Diaries, and The Summer Hikaru Died. Now I watched 4 of these and I read 1. In terms of my favorite anime of the year, I would probably say Gachiakuta. I will vote Gachiakuta, but I know My Hero is gonna win considering it is the last season. And I think this is just gonna be a My Hero sweep in general. But in terms of anime of the year for me, I'm gonna go Gachiakuta. Next category is film of the year. We have 100 Meters, Chainsaw Man, the movie, Demon Slayer, Mononoke, Scarlet, and the Rose of Versailles. This is gonna be hard because I've seen 2 of these. I've been meaning to watch Demon Slayer, but I'm not in a rush now because I've been waiting for it to reach digital. Yeah, so I haven't seen Demon Slayer yet. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to either. But in terms of film of the year for me, I'm gonna go 100 Meters. Like what it did in terms of just the visuals in general, I feel like eclipses all of these, and it's overall just a very well-made film. My second would be Chainsaw Man, but I'm gonna go 100 Meters for sure. If you haven't watched 100 Meters, definitely go watch that because it is a really good movie. Best continuing series, Dandadan season 2, Kaiju number 8, My Hero, One Piece, Solo Leveling, Spy Family season 3. Now, I feel like either Solo Leveling or My Hero is gonna get this, but in terms of what I've seen, I'm gonna go Dandadan season 2. This award show might be what happened last year with Solo Leveling, but for My Hero, so I'm gonna vote Dandadan season 2. Best new series, we have Cleavitus, Gachiakuta, Sakamoto Days, Takopi, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and The Summer Hikaru Died. Now, I've watched 4 of these and I read 1. Just like with the first category, the one I read was Hikaru, and I've been meaning to watch the anime, I just haven't done it yet. Sakamoto Days, I feel like started off really slow, but when the second core came out, it really picked back up. Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, I really liked, but I feel like I'm gonna vote it for a category later down the line, if I'm remembering right. So it's really down to Takopi and Gachiakuta. What Takopi did in its 6 episodes, I feel like really stood out from the competition in terms of what aired that season. Despite it being the shortest anime, it really made the biggest impact. So I'm gonna pick Takopi's Original Sin for best new series. For sure. Yeah, if you haven't watched Takopi, definitely go watch that. Now, best original anime, Apocalypse Hotel, Digimon Beat Break, Lazarus, Mobile Suit Gundam, Moonrise, and Zenshu. Now, I know what's not gonna win. And what shouldn't even be on here is Lazarus. That show was a fucking travesty. I've already aired my grievances with Lazarus. I made a video on it. Essentially, it's just Cowboy Bebop 2025, but not as interesting. But yeah, if you want to see a show that basically was Lazarus and wanted more out of Lazarus, definitely go watch Common Side Effects. It aired on Adult Swim before Lazarus, which also aired on the network. and it was way better than Lazarus. Like, the shows had the exact same plot, but common side effects is what I wish Lazarus was in terms of execution. This is where I'm stumped because I haven't watched a lot of these. I heard mixed reviews about Moonrise, so it's really up to Apocalypse Hotel and Digimon Beat Break. In terms of what I would watch first, I would probably watch Apocalypse Hotel. Nothing against Digimon, but I've heard more like great reviews on Apocalypse Hotel than Digimon. I feel like Beat Break was a very slept on or just overlooked show, so I'm gonna vote Apocalypse Hotel for this category. Best animation, we have Dandadan Season 2, Gachi Yakuta, My Hero Final Season, One Piece, Solo Leveling Season 2, and Takopi. Again, this could either go to Solo Leveling or My Hero. Because essentially Solo Leveling is just aura farming the show. In terms of animation, I'm gonna go My Hero Final Season. Like, this for me could either go to either of these top three, but in terms of like just overall animation quality, I'm gonna go My Hero Final Season. Like, they really went hard to end the show off on a high note. Nothing against Dandadan and Gachi Yakuta, but like I said, from just like an animation point of view, yeah, My Hero Final Season takes it for sure, no doubt. Best character design, Dandadan Season 2, Gachi Yakuta, My Dress of Darling Season 2, One Piece, Takopi, and The Apothecary Diaries Season 2. For me, it's either Takopi or Gachi Yakuta. No other show looks, in terms of character design, looks like these shows. I'm gonna go Gachi Yakuta though. I feel like it has the most unique character design out of all of these shows listed. So I'm gonna go Gachi Yakuta for sure. Best Director, Akinori Furesaka and Norihiro Naganuma for Apothecary Diaries, Fuga Yamashiro and Abel Gongora for Dandadan, Fumihiko Suganoma for Gachi Yakuta, Kenji Nagasaki and Naomi Nakayama for My Hero, Ryohei Takeshita for The Summer Hikaru Died, and Shinya Ino for Takopi. Now, in terms of overall direction, again, I'm gonna have to give this one to Takopi. Takopi, for what it was, like, it got a lot of praise, but I feel like just overall direction, it just eclipses everything else on this list, in my opinion. So I'm gonna vote Takopi. Best background art, we have City, the animation, Dandadan, Gachi Yakuta, Kowloon Generic Romance, The Apothecary Diaries, and The Summer Hikaru Died. I'm very surprised to see Kowloon Generic Romance on here because if I'm remembering correctly, it's not in the romance category, and I'm again surprised to see City the animation. I just watched Damo Senpai's video of him voting in the anime awards, and essentially it was just him voting Gachi Yakuta for everything, you know, considering he is the gachi guy. But again, I'm gonna vote Gachi Yakuta. I feel like the graffiti is a very prominent element in Gachi Yakuta's backgrounds, and just off that, it stands out amongst the other sea of shows in terms of background art. So Gachi Yakuta gets my vote for that for sure. Best romance, we have Blue Box, Dandadan Season 2, Honey Lemon Soda, My Dress of Darling Season 2, Ranma Half Season 2, and The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I feel like Crunchyroll could have replaced Dandadan with Kowloon Generic Romance. You know, that's more of a romance than Dandadan Season 2 is. Blue Box does a good job with romance. I haven't watched Honey Lemon Soda. I've been meaning to. My Dress of Darling Season 2, I feel like doesn't really focus on the romance from what I'm remembering, or if I'm remembering that correctly. I haven't watched Ranma Half, so I'm gonna give this to The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I compare Fragrant Flower with Blue Box a lot, and it has a more realistic approach to romance. Like, it doesn't blue ball you till infinity. Like, you get the confession at the end of the season from both characters, and that's that. Like, you don't have to wait 200 plus chapters finally for the couples to get together. You see their relationship in the anime, and I hope it does get a season 2. I hope we get to see Rintaro and Kaoruko's romance in the anime, but yeah, I'm voting Fragrant Flower. Best comedy, we have City the animation, Dandadan Season 2, My Dress of Darling Season 2, Ranma Half Season 2, Spy Family Season 3, and Witch Watch. And I'm not gonna prolong this anymore. I'm voting City the animation. Keiichi Aoi is like the GOAT of absurdist comedy. This is essentially just Nichijou 2025, and Nichijou is very hilarious as well. So if you were wanting more Nichijou style comedy, here it is with City to Animation. The same creator, Kyoto Animation, the same studio who animated Nichijou animated this, and it's just as good if not better, and it's just as funny. So yeah, this is without a doubt the funniest show on this lineup. City to Animation got my vote. Best action, we got Dandadan Season 2, Gachi Yakuta, Kaiju number 8, My Hero, One Piece, and Solo Leveling Season 2. Kaiju number 8 definitely did improve a lot with its action. I don't think it has the best action from this lineup though. It's either between My Hero or Gachi Yakuta for me. Dandadan Season 2, while the action is good, I don't think it has the best action either. I'm gonna give this to My Hero Final Season. Yeah, My Hero Final Season. All right, now this is where they lose me because I don't watch Isekai. I've heard a lot about Zenshu. I don't know if it's as good as people are saying it is, but I've definitely heard this the most. So Zenshu is gonna get my vote. But again, I don't watch Isekai, so I'm just voting off of hearsay here. Best drama, we have Anne Shirley, Blue Box, Orb on the Movements of the Earth, Taco P's Original Sin, The Apothecary Diaries, and The Summer Hikaru Died. And yes, Orb, I'm sorry. Orb was one of the best anime to air last year. If you haven't watched Orb, I feel like Orb got slighted a lot in this award show. It got snubbed for a lot of categories, I feel like. But if you haven't seen Orb, it's definitely one of the best shows to air last year by a milestone. So Orb got my vote for sure. Best Slice of Life, Anne Shirley, Blue Box, City to Animation, My Dress Up Darling Season 2, Spy Family Season 3, and The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I haven't seen Anne Shirley, but I watched everything else. But in terms of Slice of Life, I don't consider City to Animation a slice of life. I consider it more a comedy. So I'm not gonna pick City. I'm gonna give it to My Dress Up Darling Season 2. Spy Family Season 3, from what I remember, doesn't really focus a lot on slice of life elements because it's an actual like plot line going on. So I don't really consider Season 3 specifically a slice of life. So I'm gonna give it to My Dress Up Darling Season 2. Best main character, we have Deku from My Hero, Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries, Momo from Dandadan, Okaroon from Dandadan, Rudo from Gachi Yakuta, and Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. I'm gonna give this to Rudo from Gachi Yakuta. For me, it's either Rudo or Okaroon. I haven't seen enough of Apothecary Diaries, so I can't really say a lot for Mao Mao, but in terms of what I have seen, definitely out of this list, Rudo was my favorite main character. So yeah, Rudo got my vote. Best supporting character, we got Injin from Gachi Yakuta, Gigi from Dandadan, Jinshi from Apothecary Diaries, Bakugo from My Hero, Lulan and Shisui from Apothecary Diaries, and Turbo Granny from Dandadan. I'm gonna give this to Bakugo. Bakugo, in terms of character, has done it like total 180. In the beginning of My Hero, I didn't really like Bakugo as much, but as time went on, I grew to like Bakugo more as more material has come out and from more that I've seen of the show. Bakugo has grown so much as a character. I didn't think he was gonna come back. I thought he was gonna die in the final season, but Bakugo's character has shown the most growth out of all of these characters on this list, and I'm gonna give Bakugo my vote here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the more episode that comes out in May that I saw. I think news came out about that. So I'm looking forward to see how this extra episode wraps everything up. Next is the Must Protect at All Costs character, or what I like to call the Anya Forger Award, because she has won this award from what I've seen numerous times, and yet again she's in the category. So we have Anya from Spy Family, Deku from My Hero, Kaoruko from Fragrant Flower, Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries, Suika from Dr. Stone, and Taco P from Taco P's Original Sin. For me, it's a three-way tie between Suika, Taco P, and Kaoruko. I feel like Must Protect at All Costs character has like more of like an undertone of danger, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't pick Kaoruko. It's either Suika or Taco P for me. And despite the show Taco P is in, and how he gets treated, my vote is still gonna go to Suika. Like, I legit cried when Suika got revived and it was just her for like 2 episodes. Like, I was legit about to cry for Suika. Suika is just so adorable, and you know, she really held it down and brought everybody back herself when everybody got petrified. So yeah, Suika has my vote for sure. Protect Suika at all costs, man. Suika is too cute. Best anime song, we have In Bloom from Apothecary Diaries, Iris Out and Jane Doe from the Chainsaw Man movie, On the Way from Dandadan, Reawaker from Solo Leveling, and Watch Me from Witch Watch. I don't have any doubts about my choice here. In terms of narrative and just overall, just a song in general, Jane Doe. I feel like Iris Out gets more love than Jane Doe, but I feel like Jane Doe is the perfect song, and it just summarizes the entire movie and the entire Reize arc in general. And I just love Hikaru Utada. I want her to get more love. So I'm voting Jane Doe as the best anime song on this list. And it definitely is. The best score, we have Chainsaw Man, Dandadan, Demon Slayer, Gachi Yakuta, Solo Leveling, and Apothecary Diaries Season 2. This is hard. It's either Chainsaw Man or Gachi Yakuta for me, because I feel like Dandadan Season 2, they use a lot of OST from Season 1, so that's not a consideration for me. Again, I haven't seen Demon Slayer, I haven't seen a lot of Apothecary Diaries, so it's either Chainsaw Man or Gachi Yakuta for me. In terms of just overall uniqueness though, and that one song, Outlaws Get No Entry, Gachi Yakuta for sure. This is definitely the most unique soundtrack on this list, so Gachi Yakuta for sure. Taku Iwasaki, you did a good job, bruh, for sure. Best opening sequence, we have Hugs from Gachi Yakuta, Mirage from Call of the Night, we have On the Way from Dandadan, Reawaker from Solo Leveling, The Revo from My Hero, and Watch Me from Witch Watch. Ooh, this is hard. This is hard. It's either Hugs or Mirage for me, but this is best opening sequence because I don't think they're considering the song here. The opening sequence for Call of the Night doesn't really match the song all that well, but as an overall package, Gachi Yakuta. Definitely. The best ending sequence, we have Actor from Spy Family, Beautiful Colors from Kaiju number 8, Dokashiteru from Dandadan, I from My Hero, Kawaii Kaiwai from Dress Up Darling, and Unapex from Solo Leveling. In terms of what I've seen, I'm gonna give this to Kawaii Kaiwai from My Dress Up Darling. And I love that song too. That's a really nice ending. But Dokashiteru is second place for me, but Kawaii Kaiwai got my vote. We're nearing the end here. We have best voice artist performance in Japanese. We have Aoi Yuki as Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. We have Chiaki Kobayashi as Yoshiki from The Summer Hikaru Died. Daiki Yamashita as Deku from My Hero. Kikunosuke Toya as Denji from the Reize movie. Mayumi Tanaka as Luffy from One Piece. And Reina Ueda as Reize from the Reize movie. And I'm gonna pick Reina Ueda as Reize. Reina does an outstanding job voicing Reize. I can't imagine anybody else voicing her. She just has a very outstanding vocal range. And when I think of like best vocal performance, I'm trying to think of like all of their other roles as well and like vocal ranges. And I feel like women have more vocal range than men. So I'm also taking that into consideration, even though that's not really a factor in the selection here. But yeah, in terms of just overall performance and bringing the character to life, Reina Ueda for sure has my vote as Reize. And last but not least, the best voice artist performance in English, we have Alexis Tipton as Reize, Amy Lowe as Mao Mao, Justin Brenner as Deku, Lucian Dodge, I don't know what character he voices in Demon Slayer, Morgan Berry from Sonda, I think she plays what's the girl's name? The girl with the big eyes, I think she voices her. And Paul Castro Jr., I think he voices Hikaru or Yoshiki, one of those two. I'm surprised a Sonda mention is even in the categories for anything in this year. I feel like it didn't get a lot of attention. I guess it did to be considered. Here's the thing, I don't really watch anime in dub like that. Not to say that, you know, sub is better than dub, not to bring up that whole argument. My preference is sub, so I can't really judge this one here, but I gotta make a choice. In terms of performances I've heard the most on this list, it's either between Reize and Deku, and I feel like while Alexis Tipton did do a good job as Reize, I think I mispronounced his name at first, Justin Briner as Deku. I've seen clips of the final season and moments of, you know, him giving his performance as Deku, and he just knocks it out of the park, so he has my vote for sure. A lot of people got snubbed in this category, I feel like. Morgan Berry, and this is no offense to her, could have got replaced with some like a myriad of people. Anyway, Justin Briner as Deku got my vote for sure. But yeah, guys, these are my votes for the 10th annual Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2026. This was just a, you know, quick video to get out of the way. I didn't really have an idea for my next vid, and I saw the voting for this year's Anime Awards was live yesterday, and I thought, you know, that'd be a good idea for a video. And I watched a good amount of shows last year, and hopefully this is a very diverse pick here of shows. I didn't really vote the same show for every category like, you know, a person who only watches the popular stuff would. I try to be fair here, fair and balanced. Damo senpai. But yeah, these are my picks for the 10th annual Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I'm very much looking forward to what actually gets picked and what wins here. Hopefully it's not one-sided like last year. You know, hopefully people take these voting processes seriously, which I highly doubt, because the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is essentially just the Normie Awards in terms of fan participation. But yeah, I tried to be as reasonable as possible. And yeah, that's it. If you see my list, what do you think of each category? What do you think of my votes? What would you have picked for each category? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you rock with the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell so you'll know every time I upload. And yeah, till next time, deuces.